what I want to do is go through a couple different decorations with you on, this is a laser we had last year, but we added the feature where there's a red light guidance in it, because what we don't want to do is we don't want to hoop stuff when we decorate. We want to reduce stitch count, and I want to be able to do larger designs in less time. So if I do anything that's on the front, then I want to have the least amount of stitches and have it be big so I can charge the most. So for example, when you take a look at this, like how am I going to do that right now? If I don't have this technology, I've got to go laser cut these pieces, but there's 2 layers. Then I got to glue them together and align them. Then I have to actually stitch on the garment and then stop the embroidery machine and lay all these pieces on and hope that everything's registered. Start it very slowly, but I got to have at least 2 people laying like 25 pieces on there. It's just always going to look like a dog's breakfast. That's a big problem. What we do here is we lay this whole material on, 1 or 2, whether it's felt or wool or t-shirt or tackle twill or whatever. I just do the stitch and then I take it while it's in the embroidery machine and just dump it on here and it's registered. So if I have 6 heads, the head 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's an alignment, because on an embroidery machine, any embroidery machine, the zero, yeah, they're not, you can't do musical chairs, right? If you're doing an eagle and you stop and switch, it's not going to line up. So that's compensated for on this software for years already. We've proven that, right? This is the same file, except that what I did was I reversed the cut and I reversed the stitch. But I put the applique on the inside, making it a reverse applique. And then I cranked up the laser power to make it cut through the sweatshirt, because generally this is a deeper, harder cut. Now the purpose of the foil, which I'll do in a minute, is to make sure that the thing that is sensitive to the laser doesn't get damaged. Now you can set the laser in a way that you avoid that, but if you can hold it up to the light and see through, then the laser light's getting through, so you need foil in some cases. If I want to do an applique that's distressed, then I will cut, let's say 95% of the way through and rip it off and then take a brush and rub it. I've got videos on that anyways. So here, I just had screen printed a t-shirt, but I put the applique on, then I etched the applique, and then I cut it out, I peeled it off, and then I did a rhinestone. So there's 3 processes, 4 basically: applique, etch, screen printing, and rhinestone. Okay? But I challenge you to do anything left chest and make money on it today when everybody does it for $3 or whatever, right? So that's the problem. Okay? And here, I'll take these 2. Here, yeah, so that's a full front right over the pocket, which is a nightmare to do. And then there's another position here. But I even did it on the collar on the inside, and I did the coat hanger. Okay, on this one, I did the etch, but then I added the foil process to it. And you know, who's going to pay for that embroidery? And then you've broken the waterproofing of the jacket anyways, and all the warranty's gone, they say, on that. So here, full back etch. Nothing, you know, the nice thing is nothing on the inside, right? There's never anything to bother you, okay? So I'll do a couple demos here.
Well, I'm leaving in 10 minutes, okay?
Okay. So here, this is the air-conditioned special. So if you want to go to the extreme, you use a bigger laser for that, right?
Yeah.
So just don't wear it backwards.
Or do.
Yeah. There's a discount on the laser today if you wear it backwards, right? So
it's a regular.
what I'll do is here, I'll pick a nice logo, and I'll pick a large size. Now the one mistake I can make on the machine is to leave a cutting setting for an etch application, because then I'll go through the garment. But that's the same as like stitching the wrong color. You know, it's just common sense. So I always check what I had the last setting on. This is all touchscreen. Now the machines work with a tablet, or in that machine works with iPhone or an Android phone or tablet or anything like that, right? It's with the iPad mini there, iPad mini. So here I'm going to go 30%, 1000 speed, and I'm only going to do 1 pass. And what's beautiful now is the registration of this, and might as well go over the zipper, okay? So here's the way I register. I use my fingers to see where I stand. I've got a middle mark, make sure that's pretty straight. And it doesn't have to be dead flat, right? Because I'm shooting from quite a big distance, so I've got some leeway. Versus other lasers, when you're right over the surface, it's a problem and the dot's too small. So there we go. This is cool because this logo is like a bit of fireworks because it's got all these dots. If you have to embroider this, complete nightmare, because you'd have to stop and cut and stop and cut. Now watch this section right here. Is that cool? Is that cool? I know. So embroider that, you wouldn't even get one piece out, and I'm going to get 10 pieces done, and I'm done here. Okay. So here we go. And it works. 100%, no problem, right? So if I'm going to switch, like this makes just small jobs profitable because I can switch and do another thing and another thing and another thing. It's just a matter of going in here, picking the artwork, go back on the folder, and pick a different brand of car here. Drive Kia here, FG.
I like the idea because some people like
So now I've got a smaller logo. And I'll project it on here in a different spot, right? So let's do something a bit fun. Let me see if I can, if you wear the hoodie.
yes, I do.
So now there's a seam here, right? So I just want to get the seam kind of straight because it's like a spine. Now how about that? Like that would be total, forget about doing that with any other machine, right?
Yeah.
So the goal is you've got to get small jobs profitable. So don't offer them what everybody else does. Offer them something totally different. And don't, like as my advice, don't have a business where you take an order less than $150, $200 because the administration, the conversation, everything that is done already. Just watch out, I got the camera going there. So that's 100% done on the back of the hoodie, right? So here, do a test. Okay? So it's cool and quick, right? Now let me do an applique for you. Johnny, see you later. Drive safe, take care.
Thanks.
Okay, thanks, yeah. So, in this particular case, would you agree with me that this is applique? I put the foil on because I've got super sensitive material to heat. So I want to tattoo this and then I want to cut it out. I want to purposely show you that I could have done the embroidery anywhere else at any time. I don't need an embroidery machine here. I don't want people to say, oh, does it work with mine? We don't have that one. It works with every embroidery machine, but I need people to understand that this is the only laser on the market that has that unique ability to register, okay? So I'll go back, I gotta pick that artwork again. That always takes me a second with my big fingers here. And I'm gonna take the bag etch. So place this in here, place it flat, center it. So watch out, I've got the camera going there. Come on over here, come behind me.
All right, I come stand behind you.
It's just a big ploy. Be careful, you're gonna get pickpocketed, okay? It's just a distraction. I'm a con man here. Okay, so what I'm doing is, I'll just reiterate, do you mind? Anybody here is doing it?
Is that the ShamWow?
Yeah, basically, but wait, there's more, right? So this is the process of applique. So you're used to doing an applique on a piece of garment, but the way you do it is you gotta cut then you got to stitch, then you got to place that thing on with sticky, and then you got to start slowly. How much money do you make when your needles aren't moving? Right? So the idea here is to do the applique on the garment live, then bring it to the laser, and then you simply cut it out. Now this laser is the only laser in the market that registers to all your embroidery heads. Okay, now you can get a $250,000 bridge laser and it does that, but who has the space? Because then you need, 14 booths to be able to do that. And we want something that's the size of a bar fridge, just a bit taller, okay? So this is tablet controlled. Those machines are iPad controlled. Hey, you gonna toss me an apple, Jason? We'll do an apple in a second. Give me one apple. So if you had to stitch this out, this would take a tremendous amount of time because there's a lot of information. This logo is more information than this logo. This is a quicker etch than what I'm doing on the bag. All right, but I want to demonstrate that you can get a lot of information in. When you do what I just did a second ago, we just did this on the back of the hoodie. And take a look at that on the front, over the zipper. Can you pull the zipper down? Up. Pull it back up. Yeah. Just want to prove that it works because I lasered right over it, right? This bag is done. I just took it out of registration again. So what I got to do is go back to the software. I'm going to pick the cut file. I etched this at low power at a fast speed to tattoo it. Now I'm going to raise up the power and I'm going to slow it down and I'm going to go over it 3 times. But it's going to be really quick, so you need to watch and look inside here, okay? So I go 99% power and 3 passes. What's important to know, there's a recipe for everything, but in general with our laser there's synthetics and cottons and then there's cutting it. So on the cottons on cutting you'll be high on power and slow on speed, and then on the other materials you'll be low on power, high on the speed. So now I'm going to register to cut this without cutting the stitches. Can you line that up for me? I was talking to the lady. I want to sell machines here.
She doesn't do it.
Okay, so make sure I'm not touching any of the thread. You know that there's like 1 million people in Asia looking to take your job. You got to hurry up, okay? But first time, right?
One hand.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, watch this. It's going to be over in a second, all right? So that smoke is being exhausted out, and in this case, because we're in the building, it's being filtered. So that's safe, okay? Now that's done here. Oh, I didn't mean to do it I was going to dust it off, but that was pretty impressive. I'm going to try that from now on. Okay. Okay. Now can I do one more thing? See this apple? Who's hungry here? Because you got to take a bite of it after. I'm going to toast it. It's going to be better than apple, candy apple, okay? So people always ask me, can you do things that are round? Can you do different shapes? What about height? What about focus, etc.? So the main focal area is right here, but on this laser you've got adjustability. So if you need to do the top of a basketball, if you want to do a baseball, if you got to switch to marble, if you got to do wood, if you got to do a unique object, in this case an apple, I can do that, right? Okay, I need you to go 1,000, as soon as it starts to work, not the red light, but as soon as the laser works, I need you to count the seconds. Ready? 1,000 what? 1,000 steamboats? 1,000 what? Okay, let's take a look at that. Got it? Okay, so who's going to eat the apple for me? Okay, you get a free laser today, come on. So put it in your bag, take it. Good. So if you've got your business card, if you want any more information, are there any questions? Yes, I do. Can I have yours?